Okay, so this is a basic two-pet battle against Grubbles, Scrags, and Stings in the Menagerie. We're using a Snail. I'm using Rapana Welk. We're using Absorb, Shellshield, and Headbutt. And I'm using the Shimmering Wyrmling, which can be found in Ice Crown during that competition area. Or you can use a Mana Wyrmling, which is for sale in Netherstorm for 40 gold. Quite a bargain. Now, the abilities that are important here are going to be Drain Power and Mana Surge. Really just Mana Surge, but I always cast Drain Power anyway. So with that, we're going to get started here, and we're just going to click Headbutt. Basically, we're going to cast Headbutt on cooldown against Grubbles. We're also going to cast Shellshield. We should only have to cast Shellshield once. I don't think I've ever had to cast it more than once. And then we're going to click Absorb. And we're just going to spam Absorb until Headbutt's off cooldown. The Shellshield's nice because the flank move hits 3 times, so we're just absorbing a lot of damage. I've tried it without using Shellshield, and the strategy just isn't as reliable. And so now we're going to Headbutt again. And then we're just going to cast Absorb one more time. So, you know, Shellshield's going to fall off, but we don't really need Shellshield against Stings. I mean, it would be nice to have the Absorb, but generally we can't really afford to cast it. We need to keep our health up. So, actually our health's a little high right now, so I could have cast it, but it's not that big of a deal. So now, as soon as Scrags comes out, we're going to switch over to our leveling pet. And that's going to basically soak the Clobber, which is just a stun. So no damage. Level 1 pet would work fine. And we're going to go right back to our Rapana Welk. Now with our Rapana Welk back in, we're basically just going to spam Absorb. Part of the key to this fight is basically that he's not going to cast Ravage unless we're under 500 health. So this strategy wouldn't work if they fix that. I'm not sure why he doesn't cast it. I guess it's just a threshold thing. But he's not going to he's not going to cast that at all. So we're just going to spam Absorb the whole time. Another thing is we generally don't want to use Headbutt in this case, because if we do manage to stun him, he'll switch over to Stings, and that just complicates the fight and makes it much less reliable, or at least less reliable. So I prefer to just bite the bullet and you know, waste the extra 30 to 40 seconds that it would take to kill him this way by just spamming Absorb. The other thing we've got going for us is because he doesn't cast Ravage, he actually skips a turn. As you can see, I attack there, and he does not attack. Okay? And that's because he's not casting Ravage, and for whatever reason he won't cast Takedown twice. So we should kill him on this turn. And we should be good to go. We're actually a little high on health, so we're not going to get one shot. Now, this does complicate it a little bit, but generally the Wyrmling does pretty well regardless. So we're just going to go ahead and spam Absorb to get a little bit of damage in. And he should one-shot us with this next attack, I'll say. And we're going to bring in our Mana Wyrmling. We're going to cast Drain Power. And we're going to cast Mana Surge. And we'll see, I'm poisoned. Yeah, see, oof, that was close. That's the closest I've seen it. And that's because we didn't get one shot. When the Snail gets one shot, which is generally what happens, it's game over. Because he doesn't get that extra cast of puncture in. So that's the two-pet strategy. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned.